New demands at the IIoT edge. Joining us to speak about that today, Chantal Polsonetti, Vice President, ARC Advisory Group. Chantal, welcome.
Hi, Russell.
Chantal, let's talk a little bit about the industrial network edge. First of all, I guess we should define our terms. What does that mean? And then let's talk about the components of that. What do you say?
Sure. Well, an easy way to think about the edge is from the perspective of cloud-based enterprise applications. When they look down in the architecture, all the devices that have all that data to be consumed by the enterprise apps lies at the edge of the cloud architecture. So the edge would be devices like network infrastructure is one tier, like switches, gateways, routers. And the tier below that is all the devices like controllers, drives, all the industrial automation devices that have the data.
So why are we hearing so much about the edge today? Just why is that such an issue?
Well, for us in industrial automation, this whole perimeter of the architecture that I talked about is nothing new. This is where all the automated control takes place. The term the edge, quote unquote, really came about with the advent of cloud-based applications. Like I mentioned before, if you're in the cloud, all these network infrastructure and end devices look like the edge.
If any of the viewers are considering implementing these industrial IoT strategies, really, what are the considerations that need to be top of mind for them? What are the implications they need to be aware of?
Well, I would focus on two. Obviously, it's a very broad topic, but one is edge to cloud integration. The cloud wants the data from the edge, and the edge has to deliver the data to the cloud. So that edge to cloud integration piece, also typically called like IT-OT convergence layers in the architecture, that's why it's important.
So let's talk about how manufacturers need to address this edge to cloud situation that you just described.
Sure. Well, let's say you're a manufacturing plant, and all of a sudden corporate and their cloud-based applications wants all your data. Yet your installations have been in place for manufacturing could be 10, 20 years. You don't want IT coming into your realm and messing up your control. And the worst case is bringing it down, unplanned downtime. So what we recommend, actually for going both ways, from the bottom up, from OT to IT, and also from IT down, is a clustered approach, which means that, let's say I'm that manufacturer who has the installed base of legacy equipment. I can put a gateway above that in the architecture, and today's gateways support both my environment in terms of legacy industrial protocols, as well as the IT environment. So they make it easy for me to feed data to the beast, as we like to call it.
If I am wearing the hat of the president, the CEO, certainly of the vice president of finance or whatever, and I'm the one who's going to be determining if we're going to be investing in this, make the argument that the benefits of edge computing are what? What do you tell me?
Well, the benefits of edge computing, again, they relate to both the IT and the OT spectrum. So let's say you're who you said you are, you're the VP of finance. Well, you don't want your systems to be clogged by the literal flooding of the deluge of data that comes off all these automated processes and equipment. I mean, the number of points per second would just overwhelm your infrastructure. So the gateway or clustered-based approach, or the edge computing approach, allows some of that processing to take place before it reaches your cloud-based applications. So that means that you're only getting the important info. You're not getting just the noise. And for the OT environment, the benefit of edge computing is that they don't have to wait for the cloud. There's issues like latency, speed of response, a number of other technical issues where they can't be reliant on waiting for it to come back and say like a loop kind of structure. So if they provide edge computing, like let's say edge analytics, they can use that compute capability at the edge to do things like detect anomalies and make rapid changes in the equipment settings or whatever the issue is, and respond really quickly.
Any other trends that you see affecting IoT edge?
Yes, it's actually a very fascinating time to be in the business, Russell, because not only do we have this whole industrial Internet of Things, which we feel is not technology for technology's sake. It really can deliver a true business value proposition for manufacturers in areas like reduced downtime and asset maintenance and numerous other areas. But the technology is also migrating. So we used to have a lot of legacy, industry-specific technology that was, manufacturers used because it, worked in the industrial environment. But now, things that are happening in the generic or commercial world are now filtering down to our space. Examples would be software-defined networking. Okay, that has tremendous benefits in areas ranging from managing networks to even cybersecurity. So we have a lot of customers who are very interested in that. Another area technologically is the TSN, time standard networking, for Ethernet. Right now, if you're an industrial customer, you pick which essentially suppliers, organizations, protocol you want, and then you have a homogeneous infrastructure. Well, TSN is going to bring standard real-time Ethernet operation all the way to the plant floor. So that's really going to be a game changer in our opinion. And then the third one I would say is the 5G cellular standard, particularly for fixed wireless installations like robots and things like that.
I must say this is an extraordinarily important area, and this has been a valuable overview, drill down, and detail. I know you're busy here at the forum, but you found time to speak with us about this topic. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Russell. I enjoyed it.
Chantal Polsonetti, ARC Advisory Group, and speaking with us today about new demands on the IIoT edge. Thank you for watching.